Seems to be a popular topic on the internet that header wrap causes your headers to rust out faster than if you leave them unwrapped. Well, I've been running this test for 2 years. Let's see what happened. Before we go ahead and pull the headers off here, I want to show you what the difference is between an unwrapped side on this side and the wrap side on the other to show you what the heat difference looks like between both banks. Now, I'm going to use both. I'm going to use a pointer and then I'm going to use the thermal camera so we can take a look at it. One argument that's going to come up, and I completely understand it, it's not that it's not factual, it's just that, well, it's not near as dramatic as what everybody makes it out to be. The problem is, someone is going to say that that gun doesn't read accurately when it's on a reflective surface, and I don't disagree with that. That's not inaccurate, but we're going to see what the difference is between the two guns. I think that's valid, and if they're not off by much, then we can say it's really not that big of a deal. So let's get it fired up, warmed up, and then we'll show the temperature on both guns and see what it looks like. Well, let's take a look at these first with just a pointer. About 430 on that tube. .430, 440. A little higher, probably a little leaner in the back there. Okay, so that's with the Craftsman pointer gun. So red dot on each tube to figure out where we're at. Now let's see what it looks like on the Reed thermal cam. The thermal cam is going to find all the hottest spots, so hopefully you can see that. Yeah, it's a really nice tool because you can get a kind of an idea of where, you know, how cylinder to cylinder is working. So, yeah, we take a picture of it if we want to. Now that we saw what that looked like on the thermal cam, let's take a look at it on the shiny side because I think the numbers are going to be a lot different. 40, 90 as you go down, 300. All right, let's see what it looks like on the thermal gun. .500, 515. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to take a screenshot of this one. I'll put that one on the screen too. You look at the rest of the engine here. Top of the intake manifold there, well, the water outlet's obviously the hottest. See what the radiator looks like. 150 on the radiator. Interesting on the front of the radiator, front side of the radiator, or 125. Trying to watch the camera and the screen at the same time is a little difficult, but I think you get the gist of the picture here. So, all right, let me shut that off and let that engine cool down for an hour or two. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I use that FlexLight fan, and I'll tell you what, it moves a serious amount of air. I've taken that fan with me multiple places, dyno time, racetrack, whatever the case may be, to help move air in a hot, stagnant situation, especially if you're working in a vent trailer or something like that. And yeah, Not sponsored by them, but I love that flex light. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. I'll leave a link to it. You're not going to be happy with the price, but man, for here in the Mid-South, it's good stuff. So, all right, let's get this thing cooled down. Well, our headers are out. So, I can't believe y'all are going to make me cut off all of that doggone wrap, but I guess I'm going to have to do that to prove my point. So, first impression is there's a little bit of rust on there. We'll take a look at that a little bit closer here. When we do that, let me cut off all that wrap, and yeah, well, I guess let me do it. Well, according to the interwebs, this should be all nasty, rusted up, horrible. I mean, should be look nothing like the one on the other side, right? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Just don't want to. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get on here, but oh well. All in the name of science, right? Could be worse, I guess. If you ever wondered why I use Remflex gaskets, there's a good reason why. No leaks. I love how that stuff seals to the head and seals to the header. Unfortunately, they're usually a one-shot deal, like they were here, so oh well, those get to come off too. Well, let's start unwrapping. See how bad we are. Well, this bottom part should be the worst, right? Guess we're going to find out. Already got that little rusty tube up here. Don't know what that's from, but this should be where all the rust accumulated is at the collector. Huh. Well, other than that spot there, which I don't know what that would have been from. I didn't have any, that's front of the engine. Obviously cylinder head intake manifold. Didn't have any water leaks or anything, so interesting. Well, there's all the carnage from that expensive header wrap. But most important thing is the headers. So there are your two sides. Driver's side that was never wrapped, and the passenger side, which was wrapped. So, to answer the question, does a wrapped header have worse rust than an unwrapped header? And I guess the answer to that is yes. But we've got some rust on these that are certainly not great, but I think that speaks more to potentially the quality of the ceramic coating on these very cheap Flowtech Holley offshore headers than it does anything else. The big one here is the passenger side, and it certainly has a lot more rust, certainly on that number 2 tube there. Everything else really isn't that bad. I mean, they're not horrible, but that header up there is certainly rusting the I just don't know why that one tube is the one that everything else, it's not horribly bad. You know, is it worse? Yeah. Everybody said, though, it was going to be at the collector. You're going to notice everything because that's water runs downhill, and it was all going to collect down here, and this was going to be the worst of it. So pretty weird that the worst of it was up top. So I guess the answer to the age-old question is, do headers rust more when they're wrapped versus unwrapped? And I guess you can call that answer yes, but it's just not nearly as... Again, I don't understand. I didn't wet these at all, but it's just weird that it's that one tube and not... You can tell where the wrap was, obviously, and it's starting to rust a little bit in those areas, but well, so I guess I'm going to call it confirmed if we're going to do the old Mythbusters thing, if I can talk right. Well, I'm not replacing these. These are going back on. These were about $425 or something like that when I bought them. And I think they're well over $500 now. I'll leave a link down to everything in the description. But yeah, wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting there to be way more rust down lower because that's where the road water hits and should collect more. But okay, we know something. We learned something today. So I guess if you got any questions on this one, leave them down below, and happy to answer them. Share your stories about what happened to your headers when you wrapped them. Again, these were ceramic coated, so I am sure they will probably look a lot different, but I want there to be that difference between the two, and I think we got that. So, all right. Now to put them back all together and scrape the gaskets off, and meh. Oh well, it was worth it. So if you got any questions, leave them down below, and I guess we will catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you.